Start recording. All right, and welcome to Threats from Mirkwood, the company of the whiskey drinking bear. I am a barefoot tour guide, otherwise known as Garrett, and I am the lore master of this game. I can be found at Garrett Crow 1. And we will now fade into the other scene as you see my wonderful studio setup, which that is very pleasant to look at. And we will pass this on over to our players. So here is George.
Hi, everyone. I am playing Thror, who tries to do a beatdown on the big baddie in our last adventure, and hopefully he can complete that in today's adventure. So hopefully everyone will have a great and joyous time.
Absolutely. And now for Mike.
Hi, I'm playing Ella Brimborn, the elf of Mirkwood, and his lords are King Thranduil and Prince Legolas, and he is Ella Brimborn is kind of a lore master and a singer of songs. And you can, if you want to follow the real me, you can follow me on Twitter at Padme's Lover.
Okay. And Steve.
He is our strong silent type.
All right. Well, Steve is working out his muting. We'll go to Mary.
Hi. You can follow me at Aging Ophelia on Twitter and Pinterest and anywhere else I may be. I play Lorith, daughter of Círdan, slightly dour ranger of the north who is slowly getting in the groove of things and becoming an actual part of the party after all these years.
Hooray. And Steve? Steve, we can't hear you.
You may be having some microphone issues.
All right. Well, hopefully he will work that out. I see that you are talking on the thing, but I do not get audio from there. Is anybody getting audio from Steve?
No.
Nope.
Okay, Steve, go into the settings. That's down in the bottom left-hand corner with the little gear thing, and adjust for your microphone on that.
On Roll20, probably, yeah.
Or if that doesn't work, close out of Discord and come back in.
Nothing.
Yeah. Was that him? Okay. So, who wants to tell us of what happened last time?
Sure. I don't mind. We came upon the Astrid in the cabin, and she agreed to return with us to the forest gates in order to tell her brother and father that she was behind the murder of Petra's husband. And so we journeyed north and ended up heading towards Bjorn in order to meet up with them and let them know that Vigeland and Viglar had been looking to attack them at the first opportunity at the coming of the month. And so we journeyed north, ended up at the Old Forest Inn, and unfortunately, Galvira, who's the pot stirrer, and her mother had recently met Bjorn and wanted to slay Astrid, per the instruction of Bjorn. Fortunately, we were able to stop her from doing that. And unfortunately, Astrid took off from the inn, trying to save her life. And we pursued, but we could not find her. So we headed on towards Bjorn's and met up with Bjorn, and I forgot the name of the person that we met with. Analda. I think it's
Analda.
Spear Maiden. And she was not pleased with us. Her brother, Grimfara, unbeknownst to her, was in love with Astrid, and we met with her. She was not pleased to see us for some reason, although I thought we were friends. And then Elebrimborn endeared himself to her, and ended up tied up again, if I am not mistaken.
Yes.
Strapped to a horse.
You're not mistaken.
And that pleased Analda greatly. So she's now enchanted by Elebrimborn. So that's probably a good thing. It's kind of a roundabout way to meet a woman, but it works for Elebrimborn.
It's about all the all the love I get. It's tied up.
So we met with Bjorn, convinced him of our truthfulness, and trying to warn him of Vigler and Viglin. And Bjorn decided to raise his army and meet them at the Forest Gate, and we rode out together. And along the way, Elebrimborn spilled the beans on Grimfara, and again endeared himself to everyone. And fortunately, though, Analda's spear was held at bay, and Bjorn was held at bay, and Astrid met up with us and explained what was going on, and we headed into the Forest Gate. We ended up meeting Vigler at the gate, and he demanded that, or we demanded that we meet with them. I think we went into their encampment. Bjorn was not with us, nor Analda, but we were able to say our hellos and acquire Petra's son, Siglin, from Vigler and Viglin. Along the way, I decided to challenge Viglin to the mastery of the tribe. I've forgotten what the name of the tribe of Viglin was.
The Viglidings.
Viglidings, yes. But unfortunately, I was held from defeating him and claiming victory over the tribe. And so we were able to escape with our lives, as I believe Lorith and Grimbald and Elebrimborn were able to keep us from being harmed as we escaped from the camp.
And stayed, right?
Yep, Astrid decided to remain. Yes, so we were a little perturbed by that, but we allowed her to remain. And then we returned Siglin to Petra, who had met us at the gate as well. Bjorn recognized that Petra had the symbols of the storm goddess, I believe, or some such powers of the past, and we were sent to the top of the mountain to allow Petra to potentially use her powers against the Viglidings. And we were met with a cavalry charge from Viglidings, and Grimbald and Lorith and Elebrimborn were able to defeat them. And I think that's where our journey picks up today.
That is exactly where it picks up. Very good job. You were going to.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Now we hear you.
Excellent.
You had gotten away from the riders that were trying to waylay you from the Bigloading camp and were headed toward the Cleft of Storms. That is where we left off.
Right, we knew that it was identified that Petra had a birthmark that allows her to control weather. And Ella Brimborn asked Kingfisher, one of the great eagles, to carry her to the top of a mountain so that she could create a weather or storm versus the Vigladings.
Yeah.
Thing I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a great cleft or something in the mountains.
Cleft of Storm.
So we have a ranger. That's 2 fellowship points. We have a dwarf. We have an elf. And we have a man of Rohan.
Indeed.
You provide 2 fellowship points.
Nice.
That's one of the good things about being a ranger.
Sweet.
Okay, so the eagle has gone and carried Petra, who is quite afraid, as she has never flown before, up into the mountain up there. What are you doing?
Oh, I thought I was riding with Petra.
No, you just kind of sent her away.
Oh, okay. All right.
One person was going with, so I guess you did go with her. So Thor, make an athletics test, TN 14, to hang on for your dear life to the eagle.
All right. Yeah, 14. So that would be 5 and 8 at 12. I will use a point of hope to maintain my standing on the eagle.
Okay, you see Petra slip. She slides back and is hanging from the side of the eagle.
I reach for her and try to steady her back on the eagle.
Make an athletics check.
Mm-hmm.
As you climb down the side of the eagle to reach her.
Okay, very good. 12 and 6 is 18 with the Tengu.
18 with the Tengu. You catch her by the wrist as she lets go, and like, no, you don't, and pull her up onto the top of the Kingfisher, who turns around and says, "Would you mind not shaking me up so much when I'm flying?"
Apologies. We will do our best, but a dwarf was really not meant to fly.
Okay. So you go up there, and you reach the Cleft of Storms. It's a rocky height, a twin-horned hill that the locals call the Giant's Axe Cut. It stands close to the border of Mirkwood, 40 miles north of the House of Bjorn. Ancient stones piled on the top of both hilltops seem to suggest the hills once rose as one, and that a fort stood up there. And as you are dropped down onto there, between the rocky walls, you can feel the 4 winds blowing, and you can smell the storm clouds gathering above the misty mountains. You hear the thunder rolling across the bay and far off Umbar, and you can feel the lightning like 1,000 bee stings across your skull. And Petra looks at you and says, "What do I do?"
Bring forth the storms, my lady.
She turns and she looks out, where she can see in the distance the smoke rising from Viglin's camp. And she looks out and looks up at the sky. It extends her arms, and suddenly you see her the back of her jacket that she's wearing, her leather armor, start to burn in the shape of the cleft that is on her birthmark. and her eyes roll back in her head, and dark storms gather above her and drift out with a fury toward the Vigladings camp. Those of you down below see toward the cleft of storms and see the dark gathering of the clouds, and they rise up above you, and you are in the darkest night you have ever been. Maybe from being underground sometimes, but still, you are cleft in there, and you hear the thunder roaring and rumbling, and you see spinning going on inside the clouds as it drifts and finally passes overhead to you.
She did it. She's doing it.
Yeah.
She's cleaning it.
I snap my heels of my shoes and wish to go home.
The clouds, it drifts off toward over the Vigladings camp, and suddenly 3 enormous funnel clouds form and start going through like it's sweeping up a mess that's been made on the floor of a cabin. And begins swooping up, and all the tents begin to get yanked out of the ground, and you hear, and there's screaming, audible even from where you're at, and lightning strikes down into the heart of the camp, and fires form, and they're quickly snuffed out as the funnel clouds blow them out, and sucking all evidence, except for the slave areas of the Vigladings camp, up into the air.
And I say, good girl, Petra, for not harming the slaves or the servants of the Vigladings.
And that's when Petra falls unconscious.
Oh, I reach for her and grab her.
Do you grab her?
Yep.
Her eyes are still back in her head, and her breathing is erratic as the funnel clouds disperse and slowly fade out.
Can I do a heal check? Try and aid her in some way? Bring her temperature down with some water, ice, snow.
I'll call it a TN12.
Okay. All right, 2 Tengu. 719 with 2 Tengu.
You do everything you know how to do. You are easing her forehead with soaked rags. You're inspecting her for signs of trauma, but you don't see any visible signs. It's like she's kind of melted or broken from the inside.
Oh, not good. And I sweep her up in my arms, and can I summon the Kingfisher?
Kingfisher's there, and there's looking up at her, and looking between her and the tornadoes, and looks and goes, "Did she do that?"
She did. She did. She summoned storms to attack the Viglandings, but she is in need of aid. Maybe we can take her down to the rest of my party, and hopefully we can find some way to help her.
You know, in all my years, I have never before been afraid of a human.
There are many humans to fear, but she is not one of them. She is our friend.
And he picks you both up in his each talon, and flies you on down to where everybody is. You see the Kingfisher swoop low. Petra lying unconscious in its talons. Thror hanging on for dear life and keeping an eye driving back and forth between where you guys are and Petra as the Kingfisher touches down.
Elebrimborn looks at Bjorn and says, "Should we go forth, my lord, and smite who remains?"
He's not.
Bjorn is not there.
Oh, okay.
I asked, does anyone have any FLS? You might call it Kingsfoot. I looked through my pack to see if I have any dried.
I have some cordial still.
Roll a feet die.
No.
You have some.
Okay. I pour some water into a cup, anything I can find, and crumble it.
Mm-hmm.
And I start to bathe her brow with this.
Okay.
And call her name. I'm bathing her brow with one hand and holding her hand with the other and calling her name. And I'm going to make a healing roll for this.
Okay.
This is kind of my thing. I think this is my widow house.
Yep.
That I haven't found yet.
TN 14.
And a Tengu. Okay, that is 19 with the Tengu.
Excellent. Her breathing calms down a bit, and her lips start moving, and you realize she's talking very quickly.
I bend down and listen.
It's some kind of Elvish.
Hello, Broomborn.
Yes.
Quick, what is she saying?
Elebrimborn listens to her.
She is speaking in the language of those in the West.
Oh, she's speaking Nodor.
Okay. Do I understand it? I have Elven lore, Mirkwood lore.
I'll give it to you, yes. She is talking in fear of a coming storm. Basically as if she was trying to gather her family to gather and hide from a great storm that was approaching very quickly.
All right. He says to her, Ore entu luva, auta eloma, nu luen yasan, tilindar elendi elenden riva, which means passing is the night, day shall come again, under blue, which in twinkle the stars of the elves.
She responds in Nodor, the stars shall shine again. The stars shall shine again.
Or do I have to get that?
Yeah, I think you would have to get that.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
Or
Elebrimborn translates for everybody, kind of like the diplomat that he is, translates the language. When she says words, he kind of mumbles the common translation.
What do you do now?
Now, leave somebody, like a page younger person to watch after her and keep bathing her brow.
There's nobody out here but you.
Everybody's gone.
I think we have to ride down.
We're on the cliff. You're on the cliff.
If you had a chase scene with some riders from Viglin's camp.
Right. So perception to see if there's anything left of Viglin's camp except the slaves.
You're way too far away.
Is there any shelter that we know of by us?
Shelter by you. the clouds have passed, but it's still middle of night, and the fires were snuffed.
Right.
You can see that Bjorn's camp's still visible from where you're at as a light on the horizon.
So shall we ride for Bjorn's camp? Shall we take?
It's an open plain from where you're at.
Yeah, I think we'll try to head that way.
Okay. Well, can you take Petra ahead of you? Elves are such good riders. I mean, not Petra. You know.
Yeah, Petra.
Great. Oh, right. It is Petra. Yeah, that's why.
So you're just going to leave the Kingfisher code behind?
We could ask him to fly her down.
To where? She might fall off. Well, he held you in his talons, but.
Well, we thank him for his service. You know.
Make a courtesy roll.
Yeah, that would be needing to do that.
21. Ella Brimborn says, "We thank you for your service, O Kingfisher, great Lord of the Eagles. May you molt frequently and have great feathers beyond your realm of the sky."
And he looks at you and says, "You have indeed shown great power and bravery tonight. You have averted a war that would have cost many lives. And you have shown proper honor to me. I eagerly await our next meeting." And you nearly knocked off your horses as his wings flap as he takes to the skies and returns to his eyrie.
Wow.
"Be careful, Lord of the Eagles. A storm is coming. Warn all your eyrie to be safe and not air the skies. Look for the weather."
Yeah, that bird voice is something else. So let's head for Bjorn's camp.
You make for Bjorn's camp. It takes you about an hour to get there. Because you were sprinting out of there at chase speeds,
Right.
pushing it to get out of there. So it takes you a little while to ride back.
Yeah, plus we don't.
Especially with not wanting Petra to fall off the horse and hit her head.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Elf has great skills at holding somebody in his arms ahead of him while he rides. I'm sure that way he gets a little extra too. Right, old Blueborn?
Right. A woman's touch is what Ella Brimborn needs.
You ride into the camp, and the camp is all awake, and everybody is panicking and frightened by what they've witnessed out there. And they're like, "Is Viglin gone? Is Viglin gone? Should we storm the area? What should we do? What should we do?"
We need to send out.
I think we should consult the Lord Bjorn.
He's not visible right now.
He's not.
We need to send out some scouts to check the camp and see if it's truly dispersed, and if it is, to free the slaves.
A bunch of the Bjornings are like, this could be a trap. They might have set this all up in motion. I don't want to get killed out there.
Yeah.
Our army just got decimated by the storm.
By the storm.
I think we'll be all right.
We have arranged what Petra brought.
Who brought this? And they look at the unconscious lady.
She's resting.
How did she bring a storm?
She has magic from the old ways.
She needs care. Can a few of you care for her? Can you bathe her? Bathe her brow?
Yeah, I'd rather do
rub her
that.
hand,
Rather
and
do
give her
that
to
than
drink
go up
and
there.
to eat when she's ready. And tell her she did well. Call her name softly. Hold her hand and
Okay.
call her name softly.
We can do that. And Esmeralda, you see Esmeralda, the shield maiden, stand there and goes, "Yes, by my command, you will take him to the Lord's tent. He will not mind."
Esmeralda, would you like to accompany us to scout into the Vidwinding camp and see if they have all been dispersed by the storms?
I would be honored.
Then let's go.
She hops on her horse and says, "What are you waiting for?"
Why send others when we're here?
Oh, it's Inalda, not Esmeralda.
I'm sorry. The force wait upon it. If we send the signal, they should still know that they will have to come to the attack.
Okay. She heads off running. Are you going to try to keep up with her, Grimbo?
Looks like he's trying to speak.
Elebrimborn will try.
All right. Make an athletics.
I can ride with her.
Make an athletics check to try to catch up. It's a 2 and 18 to catch up with her.
Wow.
Can you guys not hear me again?
Yeah, we lost you.
God, unbelievable. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep up with her.
All right. Go for it. All right. Out of the shield maiden.
Elebrimborn got a 17, and he says, "My people rode from the western lands, masses of legs, chaos in our elven hands, past eagle aeries upon cliff top, tireless, always forward, we ne'er to stop."
But you're one short because it was 2.
You shout to her from behind.
Can I ride with somebody?
I got 21.
Who are you riding with?
I was going to ask Inalda, but she took off too fast.
She took us off. She wasn't going to
You
wait.
can ride with me.
She has the characteristic called
would you allow me to ride with you?
Yep.
You ride with Lorith. Lorith, make your. What did you get for your athletics check?
21.
21. You pull ahead of her, and she is straining and like really beginning to be a little rougher on the horse than Bjorning would normally be, because she's seeing this as her honor at stake. What did you get, Grimbode? Of course, Steve.
We can't hear you.
To give you information.
Type in the Discord what you got. 24. You pull ahead of everybody with a tango, a great success. The rider of Rohan just shows the power of his horse, storming past everybody in a cloud of dust as he pulls far ahead and reaches first the outskirts of Viglin's camp.
The camp is truly empty.
As you are doing that, you would begin to wonder if arrows are going to come in a volley at you.
Well, when we're ready, it's going to be.
And then you're wondering if spears are going to be placed down low to stab into your horse.
Yeah.
And then all that moments pass of trepidation, and you reach the outer tents.
I thought the tents were blown away.
Not the outer tents.
Okay.
The tornadoes didn't hit the slave areas.
Oh, they're the slave areas there.
Yeah, the slave areas are in the outer area.
Okay. Well, we need to ride past them and see and make sure.
Ella Brimborn stops to make sure that the slaves are okay and talks to everyone and just says, "You're okay. You are free. Flee from this area.
Are they chained?
You can you could head to from where hence we came for Bjorn's camp. His people are a gentle people.
Just treat the animals well."
Well, just a second right there, Elf. These are still property of the Viglin. And you see a couple of guards that had been patrolling the slave areas when the storm hit. And they are not intent on letting their chattel go.
So Ella Brimborn says they are the property of no one, no more, and you are not under the service of your lord. Be free and flee from this area.
Make an all roll.
14.
14 does not drive them off. It gives them a moment of pause if you want to take a advantage in this moment.
Am I right up on them, basically, or?
You are right up on them. They just emerged from the side of a tent.
All right. I just lay out my hand at them and I say, "Flee, it is for your own good. Your master will not treat you well. The slaves are to be free people at this time. They are no longer under Viglin's charge. They are to be free people of Middle Earth. You can flee to the coattails of the shadow if that's what you wish. Or you can die here by elven, or you could die here by elven sword.
A man who is building an empire, a man who is dominating the land, will have his own shadow. An elf whose time is up in this land wouldn't say such things.
Your lord was bested by a single dwarf, a prince of Erebor. Your lord went down to his knees and bled blood to feed the moss of the forest. Your lord will only basically fertilize plants from here on. You should flee. It is your best course. Your lord will not lead anyone.
Viglind will rise again.
He will rise again as a ghost or a spirit that will haunt you. That's what he will rise as. Do you know of his presence?
Not yet. No,
I am sure he is dead, wallowing in his own. He is either dead. He is dead in his own pool of blood, or wallowing in his own tears at this point.
Do we hear that this is going on?
Oh, you all hear this. You're right there.
So can I ride back?
You want to ride up and slice him?
Yeah, I do.
Make an athletics check to ride into position.
Men lifted up. That is 18 with the Tengu.
18 with the Tengu, that's going to hit. For you. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. That is to ride. I will give you a bonus D6 for your attack for the charge.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Because you got a great success.
If he doesn't go down, I'll slide off the horse.
That is 24.
24 to hit.
Yes.
Any tangus? No tangus. You hit him.
Okay.
Regular damage.
That's 7.
7 points of damage. Not enough to take him out.
I'll slide off the horse and
injury is if you get if you roll on the feat die the number that is equal to your edge. Okay. Before Thor can take off, Analda takes off on her horse toward there, and she uses her spear. And misses with an 8. As he dives out of the wave from there. Thror, what do you want to do?
I would slide off the horse and try and take a swing at him.
You gonna run around him or just go to the other side of Lorith?
I would be on. I would just slide on the same side after, and come back and swing at him.
Because there's to go around him. There's another bad guy.
Okay.
If you can see the Roll20 screen.
Yeah. I see Roll20 and I see Analda, but I don't see the orcs. Everything's black.
Pull that.
Yeah.
You don't see the characters up at the top?
Mm-hmm.
I see the enemy, or I don't see the enemy, I just see us.
I just see Analda
behind a black screen.
It's a black screen because I accidentally deleted the background.
Gotcha. Whoever's nearest me, I'll swing at after I slid off the horse is fine.
Okay, you go after this guy, the guy that's over here to bottom right of you.
Okay. All right, 21. No tingus, no edge.
No 22. Okay, that hits.
Okay. And he takes 10 damage.
Still standing as he has suffered broken ribs. Oh, you better put Grimbaud in there.
Maybe reconnect.
Grimbaud, what do you want to do? I'm looking at the chat too. Or in Discord. Steve, what would you like to do? You can charge. Make an athletics check to charge. Of course you can.
I expect he's going to be rather good at that.
I expect he will.
I mean, it was my poor skill.
Oh, a Eye of Sauron.
Oh!
Your horse steps into a latrine hole that was dug. And,
Very good.
Latrine and breaks its leg.
Oh my god.
Not his horse. He's going to have to kill his horse.
Eye of Sauron. And make an athletics check for falling off the horse.
I'm sure he knows.
I do too, but this was a surprise.
Yeah. Well, falling off a horse is usually a surprise.
Well, if you see the arrow coming at you, you can prepare.
Yeah. 23.
You do a very good duck and cover move as you touch down on the ground. And you can get to your feet, but that will be your turn. You will take half damage, 1 point of damage. He is now in a battle rage.
I can understand that.
Okay, so now we need to declare stances. Oh yeah, Ella Brimborn. What do you want to do?
He's gonna fire arrows. Is both of them are still up, or
They're all still up. Nobody's hit the number to drop them. They're low in hit points, but
all right? So he's gonna shoot an arrow at everyone, the person that they were targeting.
okay. There's
and he's gonna do
targeted.
What's that? They all were targeted.
There were 2 targeted.
All right. Then he will go after the one that Lorith attacked.
Okay.
And he's going to do a called shot with his arrow.
Ooh.
And he did get a Tengu.
Nice.
So that does make it at least active if he hits. So that is a 26.
Oh.
Nice. And because it's a called shot, it's an automatic wound thing if
right.
Ledge.
Unless he can save versus it. Yeah.
He's got 2 points of armor.
Nice.
Piercing blow, basically, is what it is.
Right.
And if he fails his protection test, he's wounded.
He got a 16 on his protection test.
All right, and my injury is 14, so he succeeded.
All right.
So he just takes the 5 damage.
Takes the 5 damage.
Oh, plus he gets every Tengu I get. Does he get extra damage on the hit too?
You got on? Did you roll damage yet?
Well, my damage. Well, I rolled a hit, but
okay. For every Tengu, you add your body to the damage.
Yeah. Okay. So that would be 10 damage total.
10 damage. That's enough to take him out.
I told you to flee.
The talker is down.
So, stances.
Stances.
You know what I'm stancing in.
Are you opening?
Oh, I am in totally forward, balls out. Don't screw with me when I'm fleeing slave stance. Which is funny because we've just kind of freed a bunch of slaves in Earth Dawn as well. In our Sunday night game. Which is nice. For streams.
One ring.
I'll go forward as well.
Stance cards.
Hey Garrett, can you double check that you don't have the fog of war turned on?
Yeah, I will double check that.
Nice.
Huh, I don't have the stance thing in here. There.
How's Steve doing?
Steve, are you making any progress on your audio? Okay, Steve's going into forward stance.
Elabrim's going to go into open stance.
Going into open stance, okay. All right, I found a background for us.
Wow. Is that what you're doing?
I was trying to find the stance thing that we had before in the area, but apparently I have, when I went crazy and deleted everything, I took that out. I was trying to put things in a folder, and instead I ended up deleting things. Oops. Okay, so we start with forward stance. That would be Lorith. And Steve said he's going in forward. This is open stance, which is balls out.
I'm forward as well.
Open is second one.
Oh, right. And you just said the opposite.
No, forward is the balls out.
Right. You just said the opposite.
Okay, sorry.
Right. Okay. So is there a method for which one of us goes first that are in forward?
For those who has the highest wisdom. Willpower.
I have willpower?
The third stat that you have in your attributes. I don't have
experience, valor, and wisdom.
Wisdom. Whoever has the highest wisdom.
I have 3.
You have 3? What do you have, Thor?
I have a 5, but I don't mind going last out of the 3 of us.
Okay. So, Lorith, you're up.
Okay.
I can rally. I think you got hurt, Steve. Grimball. That's the emergency line. Please answer.
Okay. I will attempt to slice and dice the remaining dude.
Okay, there's a third guy. He's the third guy, and he's a little bit near you.
Okay, I'll go for the third guy.
So you go toward him.
That's fine. Mm-hmm. 17, 20, no tangus.
20 no tangus, that hits.
Alright, that's fine.
You go in, slashing at him, and put a sword into his gut. But he's still standing.
Well, I'm sure everybody else will take care of that.
Okay, so Thor is doing a rally, which is going to do what? George, what's your rally going to do?
I'm sorry, you broke up on me, Garrett.
I'm sorry, what is
I'm actually in forward, so I can only intimidate foe. So I will intimidate foe.
All right, you intimidate the guy in front of you?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, my helm of awe, I roll a Tengu, and that's 12 and 5 is 17 with the Tengu.
17 with the Tengu, great success. We'll see how that plays out. Is there a mechanic for your intimidation with that, or?
Just no, I'm just shouting at them to flee before me, or I will slay them as I did their lord.
You also take away his point of hate.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes on his turn. That brings us to Grimbald on his turn. Also attack. I will. So, Steve, what do you do? You are going to rally. What do you say? From forward. Special ability. Rally from forward and attack. It's a special ability of his.
Oh, of course. This is a rider of Rohan.
All right, go for it. Got a Tengu. 25.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's going to hit. Oh, that was his rally. So what's the consequences of the rally?
Great success.
Hey, I hear you.
Hear you. 3 endurance points.
3 endurance points back.
Can you guys hear me still?
Now we hear you. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's weird. Okay. So that's a great success. So what is that? 3 endurance. Right.
If we're down some. Can you give me some points of hope?
That's called having a fellowship focus,
I'm only down.
which we keep forgetting to do at the start of the game.
I actually right now.
All right. So now I'm going to attack.
Okay.
This is so his thing, right? This is his wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm. Are you attacking the guy that's on
16.
Thor or the guy on Lorith?
The guy on whoever I can get to easier. Like just I'm
Probably
going
the
to
guy
rage.
on Thor.
Oh, I forgot. I get an extra die. That didn't help much. Okay, now I did well. 13, 19, 27, 28 with 1 Tengu.
That hits.
So that would
Damage
be
plus body.
don't have the horse, so just 5 plus favored body, 15 damage.
15 damage. That would have cut him if he hadn't been killed him if he hadn't been already seriously injured. So you come into a swing. What are you using for a weapon? A longsword?
Yeah, sword. Yeah, so I got the favored body.
You go in there and slice his arm off, and blood splatters all over, and he falls on the floor just screaming in agony as the blood slowly leaves him.
So does this have any effect on the final guy?
Well, that was the guy who was intimidated.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that guy after Esmeralda, Nalda, and Ella Brimborn take their turn. Esmeralda goes in with her spear, running around to get this guy. She is not doing too well today. That was only a 14. It is really hurting her ego. Towards the 14. So, Brimborn, your turn.
Ella Brimborn reins around his horse and rides over to Grimbald's horse and unseats himself from his saddle and goes over to the horse and his broken leg and speaks to him in Elvish and says, "Kilde Roko," which means "Be gentle, my horse. The horse mother above sends down her love. Your suffering she will aid with a brush of her tail braid. You will suffer no longer, my friend. This pain Ella Brimborn will attempt to end." So he's going to try to do a rally comrades on the horse.
Yeah, he's going to rally the horse to heal endurance.
Nice. Cool.
So he got a 16 with a Tengu.
16 with a Tengu?
So he has to get it. I don't know if it's just as simple as what open stance is, but
it's as simple as that. It brings back some endurance lost. However, it has suffered an actual wound by breaking the leg.
Right. I mean, as in reality, if the horse has broken his leg, he's pretty much done for in our world.
Right.
But he's just trying to comfort the horse and have it calm down and not scream and be.
It gets some endurance back, and it is calming down. It's not rearing. It's not panicking. Right now, you've managed to soothe it.
And then he's gonna once he's done that, pretty much should be his action. But he'll go to rearward stance and pull out his bow again once he feels like he's helped the horse.
Okay, and that brings us to the bad guy. And on that turn, he runs the hell away.
Do we get an opportunity?
Anoda, there are no attack opportunities, but Anoda is not going to let him retreat and is going to run after him.
Yes.
Are you going to do the same?
I think that I'm sort of frenzied, but I'm going to follow her. I'm going to follow her on the horse. Sorry, Thor, you're left without a ride for a second, and then I'll come back and try and heal the horse. But yeah, since she's in competition with me, you might as well ride it all the way.
Okay, you will go first.
Well, my horse is free if Grimbald wants to jump on my horse, because I dismounted it.
Grimbald, do you want to jump on the horse?
I'll go and heal the horse.
Okay. So, Steve, what do you want to do?
Nope.
Did we lose him on voice again?
I think your microphone's going out is what's going on.
Mm.
It was doing it last game, too.
While that's happening, do I need
You get the router?
or what for riding?
It doesn't look like you're dropping out. It looks like you're actually speaking, but there's no sound. Weird.
Make a athletics roll.
Oh, I'm so glad I pumped up athletics this week. But it's not helping much because I got I got 8.
You got an 8. You're not able to control the horse enough to go into a charge. Anoda does, and she leaps from the horse and goes with a spear attack.
She's gonna get his ass this time.
Nope, she misses.
Oh!
She got a 6.
Wow. Are you sure you're rolling with a full heart for her?
I am. I want her to be a badass, and the dice just aren't giving it to her.
I was just going to go tell Vigler that we're coming.
Well, we can. It would be better to get him.
So, Steve, do you want to pursue? Do you want to hop on Ella Brimborn's horse and charge, or what do you want to do?
Pursue. Yeah.
You hop on the horse, make an athletics check for your charge. There's no skill for riding. It's under athletics.
Well, I would think it would be a distinctive feature of riders of Rohan.
Nah, in the book they say it's under athletics.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
I really am glad out of game. I'm really glad I pumped up my athletics to 3 boxes because it very much helped in general.
17, 1 Tengu. That's good enough for a charge. Now attack.
Okay, 11, 14.
Hey, I hear you.
20. Seriously?
Totally.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties happen to everybody.
And now we don't hear you.
Damn it. I had to say it.
Yep. 24, 1 Tengu. You swing your sword right at his head. Damage plus 15 damage. You decapitate that fleeing guy.
And Analda is bested again.
And Analda just stops and stares, her mouth wide open. And she just angrily throws down her spear.
And I'll do the heal check on the. What's your horse's name?
Do I see this?
Mm-hmm.
Then I will ride back towards the
Awesome. So I got a Gandalf with 2 Tengu.
Oh.
All right. It just needs you set the horse's leg and things. It's just going to need like a day of things for it to be a setup. And then the wound will go away because you've taken care of all the endurance losses.
It just has a Thorapin, a swollen joint capsule.
Mike knows.
I'm dealing with this right now. I need a knee brace. I hurt myself going shopping. I'm at that age where just going shopping, I hurt myself so bad that I need a knee brace and I can't go up and down stairs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shopping can be dangerous, especially like on Black Friday. That's the most dangerous day to go shopping.
TJ Maxx, but I have wide feet, so I can never find shoes that fit my actual foot. So I was wearing shoes that were about 4 sizes too big. So that's the way it goes.
Dishwasher takes me out.
So you are at the edge of the camp.
Can I heal this? Let's see if I can help it. Even
the horse is as healed as it can be.
Okay. Well, we're gonna make sure the slaves are free and make sure that they are. Give them directions to, Bjorn's camp and tell them to be of good heart and give them drinks of water if they need from what we have. I mean, maybe they're well taken care of, maybe they're not. Do any of them need healing?
The slaves?
Yeah.
I don't know. You haven't gotten to them.
Well, I think we're gonna. I think we. I look at Thror and I said, "Shall we race to meet Vigland?"
Yeah, definitely. I want to throw the tent open and stick my head in and go, "Here's Johnny."
Yeah.
We just started a war. We want to go to Vigland now, just us, instead of with other people, like a force.
The first one to draw his blood, Thror, buys the first round.
Sounds good. I made
it. She's not gonna take care of the slaves. Who's gonna take care of the slaves? Do the slaves need help?
As long as we have them all.
We need to find out if the slaves need help first.
I thought we rode on.
No, we're not that far.
You're only a couple dozen yards into the camp where it's still the slave area.
I think we need to make sure that they know where to go, that they are heartened, that they understand what's happened. We need to talk to them and set that before we do this. I have a heart full of vengeance too, but
No, I agree. That was Celebrimborn's first goal. That was where he was. Yeah. That's what he was riding towards. So I thought
we got the guards, but we need to do it. So let's go and make sure that they don't need any healing. Let's comfort them. Let's tell them how to get back to Bjorn's camp and set them on that path so that they can take care and be taken care of there. And see what goes.
You see nobody in the open.
Nope.
I have,
in the open, no.
I have the curse of vengeance, so.
Which means you get along just fine with the Nauda.
Okay.
Nobody's out?
Okay, so they took...
I give Nalda beer.
Celebrimborn's words are...
No?
Seem to have dropped your spear.
No.
She picks it up. Goes, that was stupid of me. What do you do? There are a bunch of tents, and there's nobody outside.
See.
Why don't we look in 1 or 2 tents? If there are people in there, then we'll go through the tents. If we don't see anybody in the first couple of tents, then let's move.
Well, let's say, servants of Vigland, you're free. If you need aid, come to us now. We can tell you where to go to start your new lives.
Make an inspire roll.
Oh boy, this is not my skill. This is so not my skill. Okay. I had to open my big mouth. Come on, baby. Well, that's a big 8.
One person pokes her head out.
You see that we have slain your captors, and the Vigladings that held you have been erased.
That
One
was
of our
a horrible sound.
the storm
A horrible roar. And there was screaming all around.
It was your freedom coming. I'm sorry that it upset you, but evil was done only to the evildoers. You're free now. Gather your people, and we'll tell you where to go.
She
And you
steps
can get
out,
food and
looks
comfort.
around, and calls, Nedvit, Rodvit, Valheim. And one by one, people begin coming out of the tents, apprehensive at first, and looking around. And when they see the devastation done to the bulk of the Vigling camp, they just stand there, wide-eyed, mouth open, unable to move.
Ella Brimborn, can you say something to hearten them?
Yes. I am Ella Brimborn. That means virility. I am a master of poetry. Everybody wants me. So sexy. It's a sin.
This is not a rap session.
If you want a special tryst, I'm the elf you can't resist.
No.
Does that
That's
help?
inappropriate. They were just slaves. You can't do that to them.
Go forth, my people, to the Bjorning's camp. He points the direction. There you will meet people who love nature and animals and humankind themselves. There you will find aid. Tell them that Ella Brimborn, Laura Thror, and Grimbald has sent you. That you mean no harm. You will be under our safe care. You are free people now, free to enjoy the riches of the earth that our Lord Aluvatar has created. How's that? Is that better?
The Vigladings said that if we got near the Bjornings, they'd turn into bears and bite our heads off.
They can transform into bears, but they are gentle people, and they will not bite your head off. You will be absolutely fine. Use Ella Brimborn's name and sing his songs, and you will be safe. We are the company of the whiskey drinking bear. We calm bears with our virtual song and presence.
Sounds like you do.
You will be safe.
Shows.
Sometimes.
Do you want me to roll a deception?
No, persuade.
Well,
That's not gonna.
I've been known to do things with strings, but I wouldn't call it.
Can I use a fellowship point for my persuade?
Please do.
I'm gonna need it.
Steve, and Mike, Steve and George, you good, cool with them using the fellowship point?
Yeah, all good.
All right. Well,
Okay.
not so great. 14.
It's good enough. They start gathering what little belongings they have out of there, and they not much more than what they can carry. And slowly they walk together toward the Bjorning's camp, occasionally turning around to look out at you guys.
Should we have them lead Steve's horse gently, so that the horse can heal?
Better decide soon. They're on their way out.
Ask Steve.
Grimbald, should they lead your horse back to the Bjorning camp? All right. Grimbald stops one and asks him if he would lead his injured horse back, and they agree, and you see the horse go with him. He'd give a big speech right now, but of course we can't hear him.
But we know how much your horse means to you. We really do.
So what do you do next?
I guess it's on to vengeance. Vengeance to Vigland.
You walk on deeper into the camp
Walk,
or ride?
ride.
Okay.
So we've got Elf, you're light. Why don't you take the well, how should we do this? We've got less horses for more people. So I'm thinking the
Elabrimborn can run through the camp light on his feet with his bow drawn.
Well, you're not going to be able to keep up with the horses though if we're going. Don't you want to get on don't
Well, I assume the camp has rings and it can't be that deep. And if they got to be close to the slaves, somewhat to the slaves.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take.
You guys will make faster headway, but
you'll be there. Okay. I'll take Thor on my.
I might notice things on the ground that you don't see from horseback.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right. You go further in. You see areas of where the corrals were, and see dozens and dozens of horses just bent with their backs shattered, lying on the ground, eyes wide open in fear. And then you go further in, and you see it looks like it's rained, broken tents and soldier bodies all across this area. Just some of them even in trees.
That's what happens with phone calls, baby.
I'm looking.
Everybody make a corruption test.
I'm looking for Vigland or Vigar.
You know that they're in the very center.
What?
Or Astrid.
That's because you're seeing things of great horror that you need to make a.
Is that a valor test?
It is a wisdom test.
I have strength of will.
Okay. You have strength of will, so you can see things like that.
That's one of my virtues.
I don't know. Elbrimbor may be troubled. He got an 11.
You'll take a point of shadow. Steve, what did you get? You got a Sauron? You take 2 points of shadow.
Ooh.
And you throw up by seeing all these horses just bent and twisted in obscene ways. George, how'd you do?
I got a 17, no tinkus.
17. You are managing to keep the dwarvish stiff upper lip and proceed through, kicking the bodies out of the way as need be, and making your way toward the center where you know Vigland's tent was. And as you reach there, you find no tent, but you do find hoof prints leading off to the north.
Then off to the north we go. Analdo, would you lead the way?
I guess I will have to, in my poor condition, I will have to ride with somebody.
Well, you can ride with Grimbold, probably, right? Can the horse take that, or should we switch? Elf and dwarf, and I figure a human and a dwarf, or an elf and a human.
I think I should probably ride with Anelda.
Anelda let you on.
I think that's the wisest course.
Of course. She doesn't know what she's getting into.
Right.
Maybe she does.
Oh, word is spread.
Brimbor says, with your permission, my lady, may I grasp your waist?
She whispers to you, if you touch any higher, my spear will be in your side.
All right, better than my spear in your back. And he just giggles. LOL.
Ow! Brimbor is so 70s.
He goes, I will keep my spear down in the back. And
because I can pin it down.
Oh, now they're flirting.
All right, so he is a gentlemanly elf about everything.
Okay. So who's doing the tracking? How are you who's in charge of keeping track of the trail?
I don't know.
Elf? Ranger?
Are rangers good at that?
So what do I roll?
I don't know.
Hunting?
That would be hunting.
Okay. All right.
I have a 2.
What do you have in hunting?
3.
She has 3.
Well, Nalda may be the best.
She doesn't have hunting. She has battle and awe.
I have a 3 in awareness and travel and search.
21. All right, you find the trail and head on out. Heading north away from the forest gate.
Do we see trails of? I ask Lorith if she sees traces of blood or anything.
You do not see traces of blood. It looks like he saw the storm coming and took off.
No, I think the coward fled before the storm hit the camp, leaving his people to destruction, saving his own loathsome skin.
So we're following trails of piss, is what we're following.
Well, we're following the trail of like the horse, the horse bending leaves and occasionally leaving droppings and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just kidding that Biglet and peed in his pants, so that's what we're following.
Maybe. You'll have to ask his horse. It looks to me like he rode the poor beast hard.
Here's the forest road that I'm zooming in on. Clicking on it. That's where you start. And you are riding. You are indeed going to be doing some travel rolls. How hard of a ride are you going to do? Are you going to do a normal 8-day travel, or are you going to start taking...
Is it starting to get light?
It is not light yet.
I would encourage we would ride hard to catch up with them.
A couple hours before dawn.
Yeah, but in the
good riding.
What are we riding through?
You are riding through area around the forest gate. As I pull up my map.
Yeah, we don't want to force to put its foot wrong and go lame or break its leg. We're already with less horses than usual.
You're in the East Middle Vales, heading toward the East Upper Vales.
So what's the terrain like? What's the terrain like?
What's the terrain like?
Yes, what's the terrain like?
I'm glad you asked.
That will decide. Smooth.
It's a little unkempt, a hobbit would say. The grass needs cutting. Trees need a good trim. And you have to do something about the roads. But it reminds me of the Shire. It's a region of rich, fertile land, green meadows, low, rounded hills run from the river to the forest. Vast fields of flowers blossom with 1,000 vibrant colors in the summer, and good hunting in the woods come autumn.
How's the moon? Is there a moon?
Oh, it's a full moon.
Oh, so we can ride hard. This is not bad land for riding hard, right? Grimbold? Grimbold would know.
Grimbo, what's your opinion about riding through here? Correct, he says.
All right.
Everybody make a athletics check for traveling.
Athletics?
Yep, because if you're riding your horse, if you're riding the horse.
So
18 with a Tengu.
I got a Gandalf.
Excellent.
I got a Gandalf as well.
Excellent.
And 13 besides that.
Grimbold got 25 with 2 Tengus.
Son of a bitch. This show is not safe for children, by the way. I cannot promise not to say bad words. Yeah, so I got 13 plus a Gandalf.
13 plus a Gandalf?
No Tengus.
You take 2 points of exhaustion.
I thought the Gandalf was automatic.
Oh, the Gandalf was it? So don't worry about it. It's just the Gandalf's fine.
Plus a Gandalf.
Okay.
Ah.
So you are draw and let's change the color here as we go from here up through here on the first.
You hear me, Garrett?
I hear you.
Oh, great. While I'm here. So I got an extreme success. Does that mean, and that's my third check. So that means during.
Yeah, you can make your third check.
So we get
Awesome.
Buku stuff for travel rolls.
That means that he gets 3 whole points in that category for his skill to add to his skill total for when we get to the fellowship.
Marking down anything. I forget all the time.
That's a problem.
I need one of the markers though.
One of the markers.
Yeah.
There you go.
But no, we get some party, karma. What do you call it?
Fellowship points.
Yeah, for travel rolls, right? Travel rolls.
You want to make it. You do not know exactly where you are going on this. You don't have a destination. You're more in a chase scene. So I am going to roll for Vigland. See how.
So Elbrimborn, we'll sing a travel song to try to give, because it's his special thing to try to help give everyone 2 success dice on any roll prior to travel. And it goes something like this. Down the forest road with the winds at our back, days of autumn as dry twigs crack, rushing forth to apprehend the foe, filled with vengeance to strike the final blow.
Nice.
I feel all fired up now to travel.
And that would be a 15 in song.
Okay. So make another hunting roll as the sun is now up.
3 boxes in hunting. Guys, doesn't think that there's a tangle here. Alright. That's 13 with the tango.
13 with the tango? Nice. Do you want to spend a point of hope?
If needed. Okay.
Use a party.
Use the party.
Point.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Add your attribute to it. What do you get? Attribute that's related to hunting. The one that's right above that column.
Oh, hard. Okay, so that's 6.
Wit.
It was 13 with the tango, so that's 19 with the
19.
tango.
Okay. You see the trail move on. He's mostly been hugging the edge of the forest, and it looks like he's been going at a slow trot through here, not wanting to risk his horse in the dark. You can tell that you have gained substantially on him.
We've made good time. Now let's forge ahead and we will overtake him.
All right, another round of athletics rolls.
That's shitty. Come on.
18.
Rolled a 17.
Twelve with the Tengu.
12 with the Tengu. All right, take 2 more points of endurance loss from being jostled around.
Just 2. What do you mean 2 more?
You lost 2 before, didn't you?
No.
Oh, no, you didn't? Okay.
No.
So you lose 2. Gain up a little bit more as you dried through noon.
I still have 2 honey cakes if you need honey cakes, Laura.
Everybody make awareness tests as you climb the top of a rounded hill, passing a few little bunny rabbits in a burrow, and you get to the top of the hill and you make this awareness test.
Oh, we're gonna have to switch dice because he's fucking me over.
You got a 23.
Elebrimborn got a Gandalf.
13.
You don't see it, Laura? Steve? 9 on awareness. You don't see it. Those of you in the 20s and above 14 and with the Gandalfs, you see from the top of the hill a rider on a horse going as fast as he can on there. And on the back of the horse is a goblin. It's out of range.
I hate that goblin. I hate him so much. I have like a terrible, terrible soul-leeching hatred for that goblin.
I was going for a big one.
So, are you going to keep on pursuing?
Yep.
Oh,
if you can do better than him on this roll, then you can engage the next one.
So we
tell everybody else, what I tell everybody else what I see with my keen elfin eyes.
How much party funds do we have to spend?
You have 3 left.
Oh.
3 spent, 2 spent, 3 left.
Okay.
So we doing athletics or travel?
Athletics, because you're in a chase scene.
All right.
If I have to spend a point of hope, I will. Can I declare that now?
Before you roll, yes.
I'm not finished with my roll.
Okay.
I'll spend a point.
Elebrimborn got a 20.
Excellent.
I got a 16.
I got a 15, 17.
You sure can.
All right. Maybe that's my hope, but so what? Oh, no, 10. Because that was party hope before, and this is my hope. Okay. So that gives me a success, right? Or does it give me an extra?
That gives you a success.
Okay.
Oh, I was drawing starting from the wrong place. You guys are way up here. You were way past Bjorn's house.
Okay, just for that, I'm going to scry.
Ruth, no.
So one more time, what everybody got?
Success.
Thor got a 16.
20 for Elebrimborn.
12 for Elebrimborn. Okay. You take 2 points of endurance loss.
Both of us, or just Thor?
Elebrimborn.
For a 20?
Oh, for a 20? I'm sorry. I thought you said like a 12.
No, 20. Yeah.
And 18 with the Gandalf on athletics for Steve, so he's fine. You are... make a hunting roll again for me, Lorith.
Can everyone try or no?
Nice.
Yeah, everybody can try.
Well, I got a Gandalf to start with.
Elebrimborn got a 15 hunting.
Okay.
I got a Gandalf plus 9.
You are all realize that if you are about to overtake Vigland, that you are just across the river from the Path of Serpents, where a lot of this mess kind of started a little bit. And Vigler fails his roll, and you get into battle with him.
I'm in a total battle. I hate that guy. And I'm taking him down. Everybody else can take out Vigler.
Well, does someone want to
You do
engage?
not see Vigland. You just see Vigler and the
Whatever. That's
Vigler
I'm gonna kill the
and
goblin.
Saviga.
Well, I say, Lorith has the best idea of, or has the best chance of tracking. So why doesn't Lorith go ahead with Thror and go after Vigland, and we will, whoever remains will take care of Vigler with
These are the only tracks that you are finding. It looks like Vigland took a different route and not by horse. Vigler was left the trackable path.
All right.
I have to kill the goblin. I hate that goblin.
Do you hate the goblin?
Hate him so much.
I'm not fond of goblins either.
I can taste it. You know, like when you throw up a little bit in the back of your throat? That's what that goblin is to me.
Mouth a little bit. You throw up in your mouth a little bit.
Yeah, it's like...
Hey, we hear you.
Just make my little random comment here and there. That's what I'm good for.
Just to hear you say about throw up.
Just
Right, perfect.
Hear your voice once in a while.
I think it's your Discord server. Because I'm fine on other Discord. This is my work mic, so I know it's not the mic.
Right. Maybe we can have a small practice session another day and figure this shit out.
That would be good. That'd be great. I'd appreciate that.
All right.
Because this is frustrating.
Your mic does cut out in that other session too.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I mean, I use it at work, so maybe it's just Discord. Who knows?
Yeah. Could be. I don't know. We can always redo the server too.
Figure out what the issue is, and we'll ask them too. We'll talk to them. Whatever, get tips and shit like that.
I was doing, just for experimenting, I was doing my mic right on my computer, so it's not the mic.
Good. Yeah, after the session's over, you and Garrett can figure out a time, and we can that will work, and we can kind of play with this and figure it out, and try, on our stream where no one's expecting us or listening or anything, and deal with that and figure it out.
Okay. Who wants to? They turn on their horses to face you.
I want to kill the goblin.
The goblin is riding with them. Opening volleys are possible at this point.
All right. That's what Elebrimborn will do, and he will do a called shot on Viglar. He did get one Tengu that saves him there, so he got 21 to hit.
21 to hit. Okay, let's see if he's.
So he has to do a protection test.
Protection test
of 14 to beat.
6, 10, 11 plus 3 is 14. Dead on.
Okay, so he just takes 10 damage.
10 damage.
Shoot the goblin.
I know. You've said you want to shoot the goblin, because we'll go shoot the goblin.
Oh, come on. You can do better than that. Ah. Ah. 13 to hit.
Does not hit.
Damn. Damn, did he damn.
Elabrimdorm, don't you get a second volley of...
What's that, to roll again?
Yeah, don't you get a second round of opening volleys?
Yeah.
All right, fire.
Right, yeah, he gets an additional one. All right, well, he's going to try to do a called shot again. Yeah, he got his Tengu, so that's good. And he did make edge with his bow as well. He got a 10.
Wow.
So that is a 31 to hit.
That's going to hit, and he got a 14 with his protection test.
Okay. So with edge, that's just that he'd have to do he'd do the protection test at that point, right?
Yeah, that triggers the protection test.
Yeah, okay, all right. So all right, so 10 damage.
10 damage. He is not looking good with all those arrows sticking out of him.
I think they become him rather well.
Yield, slaver.
He draws...
Fall to the ground and grovel.
He draws his axe and shouts out he's going to try to go for an intimidation for his opening volley. He got a Gandalf. As he screams, he coughs up blood, which negates any attempt at reducing your hope.
Through you basically flows the blood of a coward. Your father fled at the sight of danger. Do you wish to be just like your father, a coward?
My father is a great man.
Oh, he got bested by a dwarf. The only reason why he breathes breath today is because Thror was easy on him. Did you not see your father or hear the tales of him on his knees weeping like a babe?
And he charges his horse towards you. You are in initiative, so which stances you want to take?
I'll be defensive.
Yep.
Elabrimborn, is he coming for me?
Yes, he is.
All right, then I will draw my sword.
And what stance would you like to do?
Defensive.
Defensive. Grimbald's going to go forward. Anahuta's going forward.
And I will armor up my shield too.
I'm going to kill that goblin.
Okay. So who's got the highest wisdom?
4.
For the forward people. Those going... Yeah, Thor's got it. But he's going defensive.
So that's you.
Elabrimborn, you said you were going that way?
Rearward. Yeah, defensive. Oh, defensive because I got a sword.
Oh. Did you say Grimbold was going forward?
Grimbold's going forward. What's your wisdom? 1.
Oh, okay, so I guess I go first. I charge at the damn goblin.
He is on the horse.
Yes, and so am I. So what do I need to do?
Make an athletics check to trigger a charge.
Gandalf!
Your horse is ready for action.
Gandalf plus 12. Okay. And then I can make an attack.
You go charging across the battlefield and get up to him. You are not yet up to him, and you may make an attack.
Good.
11, 17, 19.
Oh, baby. Let's see. What's 12 plus 9?
21.
Plus 3 tangos.
Oh!
Yes.
An extraordinary success.
Yes.
Sweet.
Check them out.
3
I don't think
sixes.
Yes.
Okay, that's going to hit.
Okay.
Roll. What's your damage? And 3 times your body.
My damage is 7, and my body is 8. 8 times 3 is 24, which means 31 damage.
31 damage. The goblin has 12 endurance. How do you want to do this?
I roll it. And what's Petra's son's name?
George, what was it?
Defensive. Did Onalda go?
No, what is Petra's son's name?
Oh, Siglin?
Sigmund.
Okay.
Yeah, Siglin.
For what you visited upon Sigland, and I just swap his head off so hard that it flies in a huge arc and lands face down in the dust.
Excellent. Ella Brimborn, you're next.
All right. He will ride forth or run forth and strike at Viglar.
Make
Oh,
an
it was,
athletics check to DC 14 to trigger the check.
It was Grimbald's turn, I think.
Oh, yeah, Grimbald's turn. Grimbald, make your athletics check. Right up. Right up.
Yeah, you got a 19 with 2 tangos.
19, extreme success. Charge, 19 with extreme success. So the horse is at full speed. Attack, 24, 2 tangos. 28 damage.
Ooh.
How do you want to do this? No, you just killed him. So type in there, Steve, how you want to kill Viglar.
No.
I can hear you. Chopped head clean off.
That's 2 decapitations in 1 minute. Yes!
You have killed Viglar. His head is on the ground.
Not that we're bloodthirsty.
In there, on his horse, you find, well, actually, before you can do that,
And I'll just pissed off shit because she didn't get a chance. No doubt.
Anoda is riding up to the scene when an arrow comes flying from the rocks at her.
Oh.
There was someone else on that horse.
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 5, 6 is 11. Does not hit. Mrs. Inalda's horse.
It better not be asked.
Everybody make awareness checks.
Just killed your goblin.
7.
You do not see it.
Got a 15 with a Tengu.
You see it. Steve, what did you get? Awareness 4. Nope, you are too much into your death charge.
16 with 2 tangoos.
You definitely see. It is indeed Asted, hiding behind a tree and some rocks, firing a bow out.
Ace did. Disappointment.
How can you defend them?
There are some things that family you will do for, even if you know it is wrong, because they are family.
It's too late. You can't save them.
I can
Come
save
now with
father,
us.
and I can waylay you, or I can try to destroy you.
You can't save your father. Your father is lost to the shadow. If only you staying alive could save your father.
Come into the light. Follow
You can
your
save-
love instead of
Yeah,
your
you
hate.
can save your father like Luke Skywalker did in the 6th movie if you just listen to us.
Don't
So is it
let
still our
down.
turn? Ella Brimborn probably gets to go.
Ella Brimborn, what do you do?
Can you do like non-lethal damage on somebody?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try to shoot her in her sword arm,
Okay.
and I'm going to do a called shot to try to wound her sword arm.
All right.
All right, so I did pretty good. I got a Tengu, and I did get Edge as well again here, so this is going to be pretty good. 27 to hit.
That hits. She's got.
So she's gotta do a protection test.
She's tougher than her brother.
So she'll have to do a protection test. I hit her twice for 2 wounds.
Actually, it would only go for 1.
Right. But I mean, I did 2 things that would create wounds on her.
So both triggers a protection test. So 15 she got.
All right. So she takes 12 damage. I forgot that I had a woodland bow, so I get +2 damage every time I shoot an arrow. So
Nice. She screams out as you hit her.
Lay down your sword. I wish not to kill you. You were a friend of ours once. Your brother is dead. Your father is an evil man. You understand and know this. Search your feelings.
Dror, what do you do?
Breathe deep.
You are behind Anoda.
Get on the horse. I would slide off the horse and charge to her. If I can reach her, I would attack her.
All right, you can reach her.
All right. Then I will use the flat of my mattock to strike her down and not kill her.
Okay.
You're cutting her so much slack.
Yeah, a lot of slack. I was thinking Galvira would be upset with me. So, 9, 8. So 22, no Tengus.
22 hits.
10 damage.
10 damage, and she has only 8 hit points left. She is unconscious.
So we
Good.
bind her and take her to the Bjornian camp if we so desire when we go back. I would bind her.
Okay, Alabramborn's best with ropes. I'll let him bind.
So, Ella, why don't you bind her?
He's quite familiar with rope.
You know, we will if she's got any wounds that are bleeding, we'll stop the bleeding. We'll bind her.
She's bleeding from the arm where an arrow pierced her arm.
Yeah, and we'll take it out and whatever, bind it up and bind her, and we'll come back for her and take her back with us to the Bjorning camp. So she
We probably lay her across the horse. We have Viglin's horse, or Viglar's horse.
Well, yeah, that's true. But do we really want to take her when we go and pursue him, or do we want to leave her so she can't?
Maybe
I don't think we'll find her father.
Maybe he'll surrender when we come upon them.
Well, that's a good point.
Anyway,
make a hunting check for
so
me, please.
I'm fine. We actually catch him, and we could leave her too. I'm good either way.
Well,
Leave no blood.
I think we would ever. I think we should take her because we could be in Grim Farah's favor for having his true love.
Yep. You see that this is the end of the line as far as the trail goes.
Okay.
There are no more horse prints or anything that you're certain of that goes through here.
And I think
know
we
the tracks.
Make some herbs
They
and
went
get
off one way, and Viglin went off another way.
Did someone search Vigler for treasure or anything like that, or?
No one's done that yet.
Yeah.
I cannot find any sign of or trace of Vigland where he may have gone.
I'll check the horse out and Vigler, the goblin, for treasure.
The goblin's got no treasure on him. He's got. I'll give him a wonder for a sec. You've got 5 points of treasure, and I'm sure that Viglin would have an artifact. Let's roll for it. Let's pull out the.
Rather burying the bodies, we'll just burn them.
You burn the bodies? Anybody want to say anything while you're burning the bodies? What do you say?
I just.
Ella Brimborn, do you have something to say over the fire?
As we're burning his body, or?
Yep.
Well, Grimbold is silent. He's holding his own.
Yeah. Your suffering reign is at an end. The shadow is cleansed from your body as this flame burns you and returns you to ash, whence you come. May your smoke go up and meet the spirits of warriors in the sky. And may you counsel your sister in the ways of good and not in the ways of evil, the path that you have fallen and have fallen to your death.
Nice. Let's see what Viglin had on him. Roll a feat die for me. Who got the killing blow? That was Grimbald. So Grimbald, roll a feat die, the 12-sided. Tell me what you get.
Oh, jeez.
Excellent.
You found something special.
What did he find? Did he roll a Isoron?
You found something that is magical, but is marred by having been left for too long in the shadows, which is very appropriate. You have a cursed item.
I think it's his cod piece of shame. He has a very small penis.
I was thinking the goblin comes back alive.
I cut his head off.
That's what I said. He comes back to life. He's a zombie goblin.
Okay. Now you're going to roll for the to see something else. So Steve, roll 4 6-sided dice. And tell me how many 6s you get.
I got a pop-up that says my connection to the server has been interrupted, but I assume you guys still can hear me. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just the Roll20 thing.
So if I disappear, I'll come back.
Okay. Grimbold, if you would like to spend enough experience points, you can get a artifact. Would you like to spend some experience points to get an artifact? Okay.
Yes.
That's a yes. This is a magic axe. Roll a d6 for me, Steve. Tengu 6. Roll again. 2. It has got an emerald forged into it.
What's its magic power?
We're getting there. Roll another d6. Tengu, this is by Elven Make from Beleriand. Mm-hmm. Roll a d6 again. 5. It's worth 100 treasure. Here is
It's from Beleriand. I would think it's worth double that.
Famous weapons and armor.
Can I invoke Shadow Lore, my specialty, to see if I can tell if it's tainted or?
1 second. It is made to destroy evil men and undead.
Ooh.
Though that is the Bane creatures that for it.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I'm wrong.
Oh.
It's spiders and orcs. Three qualities to it. Minimum of 1 enchanted quality. Okay. 1 rain quality, sure.
So it's got the pluses against them.
So then at least 1 enchanted name. Okay. Each time you are entitled to gain a new reward as the consequence of gaining a new rank in valor. You may instead choose to activate 1 quality of the famous weapon that now belongs to you, or that you choose to give. The weapon's name is
Sting.
No.
Well, it kills spiders.
Neck Biter.
We'll have to find the Elvish for that later. So if it's Beleriand, it would be Elvish.
Mm-hmm. So it is Neck Biter.
What time is it?
It is 8:25.
Maybe we could take a 5-minute
And we will take a 5-minute break here as I figure out what the weapon does. Yes, please.
In Elven, you could use Tarlang.
Tarlang?
Tarlng. Tarlang. It just means stiff neck.
Tarlang.
Tarlang.
We don't have any monkeys, do we? Well, I'm just, this began. Of course, no one can hear me, which is really fun.
I can hear you.
Now we hear you.
How is that possible? I'm like on the second floor right now, guys.
I don't know. You're getting good reception. We're taking a 5-minute break?
Yes.
All right. I have to refill on beer.
First items. I have it right here.
I can't even look at the same time. So give me your cup so I can get your teeth on. Same kind?
Mm-hmm. Are you there, Steve? What is your shadow weakness? Okay. This item has a terrible thirst for blood and malevolence, provoking you to dark thoughts, violence, and murder while you use it. First magical item found. First magical item found in the campaign.
Anything with the beer?
None.
Okay. Need anything, or you good?
I'm great.
Really wish we bought some chips.
I can't grab. Every time I grab an icon, it scrolls to the bottom of the page.
What are you guys doing?
I'm just trying to place things on the screen, and it keeps scrolling to the bottom of the page.
When it's refreshing. Or it's worth a try.
Yeah, my pop-up box just disappeared. It had disappeared on its own. I didn't do anything.
What pop-up box?
Oh, I had one that said something about that I had lost connection to the server and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's just someone screwing with us, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, now this
It was like a red thing that came up.
There was some error in the script because it's after I reloaded it, it stopped scrolling everything to the bottom of the page. You ready, Mary?
Unbelievable.
Is that you, Steve?
Yeah, that was him.
All right, Mary's here. We're ready to go. Yep. George, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, we'll fade out the intermission. And welcome back, everybody, to Threats from Mirkwood, Company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear. We have introduced our first magical and first cursed item. So what you need to know is, Steve for sure, if you are going to keep this, your character doesn't know this, but the curse is while you use this weapon, you display your worst shadow weakness. So you have the vengeance deal, so that means that while you have it, you constantly have thoughts and make acts of murder and violence. How does that make you feel? Yeah, is his comment.
Like a guy from
Murderous. Excellent. So you ride in back to the camp. And Anota immediately leads you guys to Bjorn's tent. And surprisingly enough, Petra and the people that are watching over her, Petra is not being watched over by the people that you left her with. She is instead being watched over by this guy, Bjorn.
Ooh.
And he looks up at you as you stand in the entry to his tent. What do you say? What do you do?
Hail, Bjorn. Thank you for taking care of Petra. We just returned from catching up to Viglar, son of Viglin.
Did that scum escape?
In a way, yes. Not in this world, though.
And he smiles. Says, well, that's one less serpent I have to worry about. But his sister and father still ride.
His father.
As the father has escaped, but the daughter was captured.
Really?
I believe she can be turned to the good. She loves.
She is Viglin's daughter.
She has done what she felt was her family duty, but her heart is with one of the Bjornings.
She sent an arrow my way, Analda says.
It was a mere courtesy detail.
It was not courtesy.
No, it was her duty to her family, and now I believe that if she is put in the care of the one she loves here, that she can be turned to the good.
Or she will be a spy used against me.
Is she here? Is she in our presence, the daughter, or no?
She is unconscious and tied to the horse.
Okay. I stick stuff in her ears like cotton or horse poop or whatever.
Sure.
I need to plug it up. So
you do
plug up her ears so she can't listen. Possibly we could maybe utilize her as to locate her father. If we are gentle with her, keep her in prison, but possibly we could ask her where her father's may be through gentle interrogation.
Make her a prisoner of war.
Put her in the care of the one she adores.
The person whose heart is weakened by her.
Both their hearts are weak, as all young ones in love are.
But she could be playing him.
If we adopt the ways of shadow, we will become shadowed. We must keep a better hope than that.
Those are wise words, Ranger. Those are wise words indeed.
Should I make it?
You don't need to roll. Those were good.
Okay.
So, what do you advise of me?
She is a woman who rides alone in her dark deeds. Her shameful past almost destroyed her. She is battling with the love inside of her heart. Let her be with her, the one that she loves.
Inalda will watch over them. She will be their chaperone. If she
that seems fair.
If she makes any attempt to escape, Inalda will put a spear through her head.
That seems fair. I think she just needs to know the understanding of, or maybe not. Maybe she doesn't need to know the understanding of her contract. It is your people, your captive that we give to you. You make the wise choice.
She needs to see the example.
No, you are making this choice. I am placing her life in your hands as you make this recommendation. And I am holding you accountable for any consequences of them.
I will certainly accept those, Bjorn.
Why don't we
I will
take her
accept
back
the consequences of her actions.
And do you
I think
do
maybe
so
we
for
could
the
have-
rest of your party?
I think maybe Galvira should come and take care of her.
Elvira is busy at the old fort. The woman never has a chance to stop stirring that damned pot.
I know I have to start babysitting soon, but this wasn't really in my plans.
Did the freed slaves come to the camp?
Yes, they did.
I hope that is not a burden on your people.
We are providing them with medical aid as well as with food. They are very malnourished.
I think someone wants to try their axe out.
I saw also that somebody doesn't know how to treat a horse.
It was an accident. We healed it as much as we might while we were yet still in pursuit of Vigler.
Steve, are you, will you make a stealth roll for me, please? Everybody else make awareness checks.
Got a 20 with the Tengu.
Yep.
I got a 7 with a 1.
There's no stealthing going on. You just hear this clank as his axe drops to the floor.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Well, you all rolled better than this.
Gumby, what are you doing, Gumby?
You see Grimbald turn around, turn his back on Bjorn, unsheath his axe, and walk toward the horse that Ested is tied to.
I'll stand in the way.
You throw yourself between them?
Yep. Put myself between them. I'm trying to decide whether he's thinking clearly or not.
Grimbald, you are outside of the tent, standing, approaching the horse where Astrid is tied to, and Thror has put himself between you and her. What do you do? You rode to the Bjorn's camp.
How many of us see this?
All of you. He rolled a 5.
What did you want us to roll?
Oh, okay. I asked you to make awareness checks. Steve rolled a stealth check, not trying to be stealthy, and it showed. Grimbald says, "Where am I? I didn't know how did I get here?"
Gumby, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? I smack him in the face. You awake?
Can I make a lore roll?
Sure. He said, "I saw red, and next thing I knew, I was out here."
Can we do an awareness check to identify that he's not himself, or we can see that clearly?
Okay, hang on one second. Mary, what did you say, George? Awareness roll for what?
I was going to awareness roll around his behavior.
No, that would be more an insight.
Okay, insight.
I was going to, can I don't know if I can.
Before you get to that, let's go with Mary.
Yep.
You did a lore roll? What kind of specialties of lore do you have? Shadow lore? Or?
I have lore of Arnor, and
I'll give you lore of Arnor. There are stories of weapons that have been possessed by evil beings becoming corrupted.
I also have Shadow.
Even bringing good kings that have found them.
Shadow Lord is my favorite.
Then Shadow Lord, definitely, bringing good men to perform very foul deeds.
Yeah, Elebrimborn has shadow lore.
You know the same thing.
It's that axe. It's touched with shadow. Grimbold, drop the axe. Your peril.
He says, maybe I should cover it up. They are jealous. They want it for themselves.
An axe is no weapon for a rider of Rohan.
I don't know. You just heard that voice in your head. They want it for themselves. But it feels right in my hands.
Release it just for a moment and see how you feel.
Okay. Make a corruption test. You were right. I think I was hearing a voice. Still roll your wisdom.
13.
16 with a Tengu. You're able to release it if you want. He releases it. It falls to the ground.
Oh, that's a nice looking axe. It's got an emerald on it.
Matches your eyes.
Do you have Elven lore?
Lure of Honor and Shadow Lore.
Make a lore roll.
Again?
Yep.
Okay.
Elebrimborn says, Thror, do not touch that. Charlang was forged by the ancient elves of Valeria, or the Valerian elves, but it has been tainted ever since. It is a thing of beauty, but it has been corrupted by the shadow, much as the shackle on ankle biter.
Grimbo covers it up and says he'll intend to sell it to someone unsavory.
It's a weapon of forged in Valyria, but it's been touched with shadow. It should not be handled by anyone.
We should bring it to Elrond.
That would be wise.
Or Thranduil. They will know what to do.
I think Elrond would know better than Thranduil.
You sure we just can't pop the emerald out?
Grimbold says he agrees.
That's a wise choice, my friend.
I am a friend of Elrond.
Elrond, he says.
Oh, you want to give your friend a cursed axe? Good job.
I trust in him and my Lord Thranduil that will know what to do with this device.
What'd you say, Mary?
Your people never went to the. Well, let's not go there. So, what's our next move? Perhaps we should rest.
You can take a fellowship phase.
I think maybe we should build a bird cage and lock Astrid up in it.
Since Rivendell is our sanctuary, I think we could do a fellowship phase there with our friend Elrond.
And take the axe for him.
I think that's very wise.
Okay.
Sounds.
What
We take
do we make with Bjorn?
We can't take Astrid with us, though.
Nope.
Why not?
Because she wasn't invited by Elrond.
Well, I mean, Elrond wasn't really happy with Grimbald either when we brought him there. So
He was going to kill her. Are we going to stand tall for Astrid?
Well, I thought we were going to leave Astrid with Bjorn under the protection of her boyfriend and Eldera, so that she can escape out the window of the next place they put her.
Perhaps she'll learn what
Grimbald said. Oh, go ahead.
She needs to be among people who aren't serving the shadow to see the rewards of that life. Therefore, if she stays with the Bjornings and stays with her love, that feeling will carry her, and she will be able to break, finally, the bonds of family.
Grimbald says, I would not stand tall for Astrid. I am unsure of her.
As long as her father lives, I don't see how she would not betray us, her father. Her family bonds are too strong.
Bjorn stands in front of in the doorway and says, your story is changing.
No, he does not speak for all of us. What we spoke before still holds true. Let her and her lover's bliss bloom, and that happiness alone will make her see the light, as it has done many a child in the past.
And Oda looks at Bjorn and says, this is going to make me sick.
I'm not the romantic type either, but she clearly is. Remember, they met in secret many a month. They kept their trysts no matter what.
I might get sick right now.
It's a powerful force.
I will do it because it is my duty, not because I will like it. And definitely not because I trust her.
You have no need to trust her. Just trust the force that she is following, and trust her lover to turn her, and be the excellent soldier that you have been, and it will work.
And then it shall be.
If not, she will. If she refuses to come to the light, it will be no one's fault. But if you give her all the chance now, it can make all the difference.
And it shall be done.
So let's take that wicked axe to Elrond and see what he makes of it.
Okay, you head over the Misty Mountains, and you go over to visit Elrond.
Do we need travel rules?
No, we're in a fellowship phase, so.
Okay.
You go on over there, and as Elrond steps from his house, who is going to be the greeter? Who's going to be the spokesman?
Not me.
Well, obviously the dwarf, because they're so well loved by the elves. I think we send Grimbald. He must step forth and show his bravery to Elrond. What's your courtesy?
He says, what the fuck?
Right. What's your courtesy?
So carry on. Give himself a react.
I have no problems being the bald one.
So, my friends, you have returned to Rivendell. What is your purpose for coming here? Not that I'm not happy to see you.
Greetings. We are here because we've come across the great elven artifact that we believe needs the attention of Elrond. It has been tainted by the shadow, but we believe he may be able to turn it.
You're speaking to Elrond.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then yes, Elrond, we would wish for you to take a look at this axe that we have brought with us, as it has been tainted by the shadow, but it is of elven Valyrian history, which we believe you would find of benefit.
This is Topleg, the bane of orcs and spiders, known for cleaving, foe slaying, and even for raging. Unfortunately, it is cursed. This weapon does not belong in the outside world anymore. Its goodness is outweighed by its curse. We shall place it in our vaults, where it will be safe.
Can you unmake it, my lord?
We can destroy the weapon, yes. But this is still an ancient elven artifact, and it will find a place in our vaults. I do not wish to destroy it.
Very
Perhaps the curse can be found a way to be removed. Given enough time and research.
As they say.
Very good. Perchance you could get the emerald out of the hills.
I knew you were going to say that.
You dwarves, you love your emeralds.
We do. It is a weakness. Or
appreciate a spot of rest.
You are welcome. On the second floor, you know your rooms. Make yourselves comfortable. And if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know.
We thank you for your wisdom and your counsel, my lord.
We're keeping this artifact out of the hands of dangerous men.
I would take Elrond aside and ask him if he could.
Thank you again. We appreciate your helping us to rid the world of this darkness.
Yes, your father is been establishing kind of a lookout post in Fangorn Forest. There is a shadow that is creeping around the edge of the area known to some as the Shire. And there is also stirrings around Bree. He is investigating that. Perhaps you would wish to join him out there.
We seek. You're a skilled scholar, my lord, as well as a skilled warrior, and we seek a man, a slaver called Viglin. Do you know of this creature?
I have heard much of this foul creature.
We seek him. We have slain his seed and have taken his daughter as prisoner, and she is in Bjorn's keeping. But we seek the slave lord himself. Do you have any word of his knowledge? Or of his whereabouts? He is fled like a coward from battle between us and the Bjornings, and we know where hence he went.
It will be some time before word of that comes to me. Like all hunted animals, he has gone to ground. And the man who knows how to stay alive as long as he has many deep holes that he can crawl into.
I tell him the tale of Thror, and I said, I think his dreams will be haunted with dwarves from now on in his nightmares.
I believe that it will. That is a very, very fine thing to see him up unseated as a champion. I believe Thor is probably the first to walk away from one-on-one combat with Diglin and still have his head.
That is fine. How long is the fellowship phase?
Fellowship phase is a couple weeks to a couple months.
Do I have time to go and make a sideline to visit my father and say that he's alright?
That will be a adventuring phase. This is the fellowship phase is while you're staying here. So you are all free to choose what you're going to do with your downtime. Add up your experience points, add up your skill points, and see what you want to spend.
I have 14 skill points.
All right.
I have a. I don't know if I can. Can I remove a point of shadow that I gained at the camp?
You can do that by trying to compose a song and things.
Okay. Do I just roll for the song then?
Yes.
Or craft.
Oh, I'm better at song. I got an 18.
18.
What about gaining back hope?
Hang it. Window book. Go see Alarm Master for the Sanctuary, receive title, visit the Treasury, researching in the lore of House of Elrond. There and back again, visit the Treasury of your folk, write a song. Okay. It's a basic difficulty for the roll is TN 18, up TN 16 if you're writing it in Rivendell.
All right, I forgot what I just said. I rolled.
Do you think it was over 16?
I think it was over 16. Yeah.
Okay, cool. You are successful.
It definitely wasn't in the 20. It wasn't in the 20s, but.
All right. Were there any sixes? Do you remember?
No, there was no sixes.
Okay. And the row is failed. The composer is still forever, so I'll have to try again another time. So figure what's this song about?
The beauty of Lady Arwen. Would that be my whole? That would be my whole phase, right? Trying to get rid of that shadow.
Yeah. But how is the song? Is it a traditional song or is it an Elvish ballad song? And that?
Yeah, okay. It'll be in Sindarin, the Wood Elf language.
The result is a tune or rhyme that is particularly uplifting to anyone who hears it. An Elvish song may be employed twice during each adventure phase, where other songs may only be used once. There you go. And that will take a point of shadow away.
So you're saying I can use it in the future as well?
You can use it as a traveling song, too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or in an adventure phase, yeah.
Yeah.
Or gaining hope.
And then I will try to spend time with the Elven Smiths, knowing that just thinking about the axe and stuff like that. Spend time with the Elven Smiths to increase my craft roll.
Okay.
One of my thoughts was we were tasked with this before, but that we would need to be able to possibly have magic weapons, and so whether or not Celebrimborn could learn to craft weapons and imbue them with magic. It will take many phases before he could do that, but
I am looking for you, Mary. I am looking for you.
But I think that'd be it. That's the end of me, of Celebrimborn.
I asked him if I could gain back a point of hope. I know you can during certain, but I can't remember. It's only year under with it. Any filler.
I believe it was crafting something.
Oh, okay. Well, my craft is weapon repair, so I can there's stuff that has notches in it and all that, and fix it.
Okay, well, it's like creating a brand new thing. It's the art of creation.
Okay.
Not just of maintenance.
Well, I will make an arrow.
Okay. All right, so make a craft roll.
Oh.
Want to use a point of hope?
Point of hope?
But you get 4 points back on a great... Wait, did you get any sixes?
Yes. No. I got no sixes. Oh, well, I got one.
You could spend one, then you would get 2 back.
I will spend one.
And you get 2 back.
Okay.
So what did you make?
I made a very fine arrow.
Do more than that.
Do more than that?
Yeah, it's got to be better than that.
Oh, okay.
This is something that you've spent weeks to months doing.
I make a new bow.
Okay. Describe it.
It's the same dimensions as my regular bow, but I have carved runes of clarity and fast flight all into it in a decorative fashion, so that it appears as if vines are all etched into it, but those vines are, when you look closer, actually, and I've darkened them with by burning them like burned in, so that it's a light bow only in those areas, and it looks like vines, but when you look closer and the runes, it's actually runes.
Okay. And do you want to spend any points on improving anything?
Mm-hmm.
To boost any of your skills or your valor and stuff, or
sure.
What do you want to do?
What can I do? I've got 10 XP and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 skill points.
You can, for 12 points, raise something from 2 to 3. Favorite skill can be raised from 3 to 4 for 12.
You know what? I think I'll raise my travel from 2 to 3.
Good choice.
That'll help everybody.
And for your experience points, what are your weapons at?
My longsword is at 4, my bow is at 3, and my spear is at 2, and my dagger's at 1.
From 3 to 4, it's 10. Going up to 5, it's 16.
What about what do I get to?
What are you going to go from to? 3 to 4, that's 10 points.
What should I raise? Which is more useful? Wisdom or valor? What does the valor do?
Valor gets you a reward, a physical, tangible thing that helps you.
What about wisdom?
Wisdom gets you a virtue. It gets you knowledge or sort of magic.
I think I'll raise my wisdom.
Raise your wisdom. Ranger's wisdom.
So I erase my XP.
Yep. Cultural.
I wanted to help you out. Yep, no problem. So it's working fully well now. Everything's. Oh, good. Excellent.
We hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, came back.
All right.
Which
Dauntless Guardians. When you select this, you learn to see the unseen. You may later reinforce your spirit with the strength of the bow by spending an experience points as you're undertaking during a fellowship phase. You have that? So you can... Finally, you reach the stature of a true Wraithbane by spending another experience point as a new undertaking during a later fellowship phase.
What else? Just run through
Endurance of the Ranger. If the total encumbrance of your gear is equal to or less than 14, you get benefits. Royalty revealed. You may reveal yourself in battle by shouting an ancestral battle cry or unsheathing a weapon of high lineage, or by showing a device or a coat of arms during an encounter with someone.
What else?
Ways of the Wild. When fighting in the wilderness, you receive 1 free combat advantage bonus die. When on a journey, if you are the guide of the company, you are considered to be assuming all vacant traveling rows. And there's Rumor of the Earth.
It's racial thing. That's a virtue that I already have.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
That's it.
Not that that's not a lot. Let's see. What do you advise?
I think Royalty Revealed is pretty friggin' cool.
Does it get me?
In battle, when you fight in a forward stance, you may attempt the Intimidate Foe combat task in addition to your attack roll.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
But from that point on, all your foes gain the Hatred Dunedain special ability and will attack you when given the opportunity. Also, during an encounter, you may upgrade the quality of 1 successful roll by 1 level, turning a success into a great success into an extraordinary one. Correct.
Kind of like that. Okay.
So going through the archives in Elrond's place, you find that you are linked to royalty.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, now you can marry the Dwarven Prince.
Don't tell your
I'm
wife,
gonna
okay?
send a little letter on the mayor and let her know that hey, he's royalty too.
Yeah. I'm like his like fourth cousin or third cousin out instead of fourth or fifth cousin or something, right?
So I call Laura Sis now. Hey Sis, how you doing?
So, Thrower, what do you want to do?
Oh, let Steve go while he's got his microphone.
Steve? Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Endurance game, your endurance never goes up.
If you increase your wisdom or your valor, then you can take a virtue or reward that helps your endurance, like your raises your endurance level.
Yeah, I took this one. Of course, I didn't take that.
That'll also, like, if you raise your hope,
We'll raise your endurance. I didn't take that.
if you take a reward or a virtue that raises your hope, it actually clears all your hope as well. You can
Well,
always
and
hope that.
he took 2 points of shadow too.
Yeah.
Didn't he get rid of one of them?
Most of his good fellowship stuff involves him going back to the Ritter mark.
Okay. And you should probably wait until you get back there.
We'll have to make a.
You can also spend the experience points to raise your battle stuff. And healing corruption. Let's take a look. You're in the House of Elrond. Healing corruption is shadow or wait.
We could do a craft or song roll to get back.
That gets you hope.
Oh, hope.
Get rid of shadow.
Shadow.
That is. Yes. Craft. Oh no, healing corruption. Craft or song roll. On a success, you reduce your shadow. So, what would be your craft be?
He wants to do a song roll.
Song? Okay. So roll your song. Gandalf, automatic success.
Awesome.
Any sixes? Nope. Okay, still gonna help. Drop your shadow by 2. What's your song about? About an axe he found. Is it a sad song or a happy song? Happy then sad, but the happy is really just murderous fury. Excellent. Did you add do you want to buy any skill points up? All right, add all your skill points that you've marked together.
Movement and custom.
Page 195.
We actually heard you.
Costs.
We heard you there for a second.
Yep.
3 each in movement and custom. That's a total of 6 points. You can buy a brand new skill at level 1 at 4 points, or a favorite skill at 3 points. Or move a favorite skill from 1 to 2 for 6 points.
Okay. Can I just bank those?
You can bank them if you want.
Yeah, I'll just bank it. That's fine.
That's cool. Wait till you get some more.
Yep.
But you still just add that you have 6 skill points to there and erase the mark so you can start.
Okay, perfect. Again. Perfect. Yep, got it.
Excellent. Ella Brimborn, anything else you need?
Sorry, I left.
Okay.
What's that?
Anything else you need?
No, I mean, I don't think there's anything else I can do. I mean, I did the remove the pointed shadow and increased my craft by hanging out with the elven smiths and my persuade skill.
Okay.
Thror was the only one left.
Thror, was there anything you needed?
Yeah, is Arwen in?
Arwen is not in.
She's not in. Okay, that was a bummer. Okay, then I will. I first spend time getting to know Grimbold and learning his name. Finally. And ask him to teach me the ways of horse riding so that I can ride by myself rather than having to constantly ask for a ride.
Grimbold, do you do so? Gladly.
That's great. And so I increased my athletics. And I also... in that time, gain insight about his homeland, and I increased my insight. And then I would like to craft, although I'm not increasing my skills, but I did want to spend a little time by the fires of the elves and craft some jewelry for my newborn child and mother, so they have something to share between them.
Wonderful.
I was thinking of an even star from Arwen, but since she wasn't available, I will say it's just like some gold leaves and twigs, something you'd see in the normal elven attire for jewelry. And then I wanted to spend time with Elrond.
Well, let's take care of that first. Make your craft roll.
Okay. So craft roll the Gandalf.
Gandalf, any 6s?
Nope, no 6s.
Yep. Reduce your shadow by 2.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't trying to reduce my shadow. I was just crafting I just wanted to make something for my family.
Sure.
What I wanted to do was speak with Elrond about receiving title of friend of Elrond. I can't remember if we were or not already.
I received the title of friend of Elrond. I don't know if you guys. I would assume you guys did as well, but
yeah, I can't remember. I know I was a Thranduil. I was Elrond. Can't recall. I know we made Rivendell our
sanctuary.
Right.
Yeah.
This will gift you with a house or land tract here.
I don't really need a house or a land tract.
I have the title of friend of Elrond.
And you have standing. Your standing will also apply to this culture.
Oh, okay. Then I'll do that. I'll go ahead and get the title as well, so that I can stay there and not have to lose my standing.
So you meet Elrond in the Hall of Fire, and he presents you with a mug of ale made by the elves. Looks like Steve also wants to try to get that. So you are both sitting in overstuffed armchairs in the Hall of Fire with Elrond sitting there. And says, "So, what do you bring to here besides your woes and the weariness from the outside world? What really does Thror and your cursed axe? Yes, I'm not going to forget that. But I do consider it a treasure and not a curse at this point. And
Well, we
also
bring.
lucky that you brought it here so that it is not going to fall into others' hands. We are good. However, you are still on a probationary terms. Or on better terms. So, Thror, what do you bring?
I bring hope with me as I travel through the lands of Dell. I am to be a father soon.
Congratulations.
Thank you. With my lovely wife, Mare. And I bring my friendship and the friendship of the dwarves as ambassador to the elves. And I would like to extend an invitation to you and your people to Erebor to visit with me and Mare whenever you feel the desire. And hopefully our bonds. Thank you. And hopefully our bonds will grow and strengthen as we continue to wage our mutual fight against the shadow, and know that I will always be there for you and your people in the time of need.
Let's talk about something more important. Parenthood. I have spent many years involved with this. How much have you reflected on your fatherhood coming up? You are affecting the future of Middle Earth with how you raise your child. What have you thought about?
True. Oh, I've been thinking about it quite often, and I've promised my mare that I would do everything to fight back the shadow that has come this way and protect both she and our future child from the shadow that could harm them.
You can't hide them in the mountain forever, you realize.
Oh, obviously
and even
not.
Those that when your ancestors tried, the shadow found them.
True. I cannot necessarily thwart the shadow forever, but I can keep them safe as best that I can. And that is what has been in the forefront of my mind as of late, is how to keep them safe and allow them to live a life that is free from that. My hope is that I will be able to spend time with them soon as well and protect.
And Grimbald, do you plan on returning to your native land anytime soon? Or are you making a new home for yourself permanently up here in Wilderland? And why do you feel you must return? Very interesting. It is good to see a person of loyalty. He said, I have been given a great girst for my arrow. I was an outcast, and he has given me leave to return when I can. And do you believe your friends will go with you? I can only hope. Then I wish you good luck in there. And you are good people, and you are good company here in Erebor. I wish to show them my homelands. Thank you. You do me honor. Therefore, I grant you both the title of Friend of Elrond. You will have an apartment here in Rivendell, and you are welcome to come and go as you please. Do not let the other dwarves know that I have given you this. They will be jealous.
Thank you very much. We will always cherish this.
And thank you, Grimbald. So how long are you going to be spending here? Couple weeks? Couple months?
Just a couple weeks. If I do get a chance to speak with Elrond, I would like to confide in him about the toe ring and the ruby, and see if he has any knowledge of the ruby.
Couple weeks, it feels like. I have not had the time to look further into the ring, but I will have my lore masters look into it for the next time that you come by.
Thank you. I would appreciate that greatly.
No problem. And let's see. A couple of weeks later.
Can Celebrimbor sing the song of Elrond?
Yeah, sing it.
Okay. Elrond start again. Elrond Stardome, the Lord of Rivendell, made Imlandris an elven home. Descendant of Maar, Luthien's kin, both skillful warrior and scholar. Last Alliance's commander of free men. Vilya, blue ring of air, rode on his hand, after driving the Dark Lord of Moria to Sauron's blighted land. Lothlorien gave him the silver crown, the Lady Celebrian, child of Galadriel and Celeborn. Great fruit was produced of their union, the twins Elrornir and Eladin, and the even star, the Lady Arwen. Even shadow looms over the half-elven, mortally waylaid in the misty mountains. His spouse took the ship to the undying lands. He is a gift unto us until he himself sails to the land of Iluvatar's creation, across the sea to rejoin all the elves. His wisdom shared in the white once in the council of the white. His wisdom shared in the council of the white. Once the abandoned elf of the cave is the vault of stars to light our night.
Very nice. And he just kind of nods in approval when you recite it to him in the hall. And you hear horses riding up. And the elf lords that you mentioned, Eladin and Elrohir, show up. And they say, Father, is the company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear here by any chance? Why, yes, they are. And they turn to you and go, there is a dwarf asking about you all at the Easterly Inn.
Very good.
Who pray tell?
His name is Bofri.
Did we meet a Bofri?
Not that I recall.
Yes, you kind of have. He is the dwarf who's interested in reopening up the Dwarven Road through Mirkwood.
Okay.
So you kind of briefly encountered him at the old ford.
Okay.
He wants to see you about providing him with an expedition onto the road to get to find an artifact.
Very well. we're happy to meet with him.
Okay.
Tell him we will be on our way.
I told him that we would ride with Hasty here, and he said he would wait.
Now we ask more about the story of what was going on in Bree recently.
And what's going on in Bree? Sure. You ask around to.
Or I thought Elron mentioned something or whatever.
Elron did mention. I just have to pull out the old Bree book. There is a corpse-eating troll scavenging bones from a graveyard in Bree.
What scavenging bones? An orc?
A troll. A corpse-eating troll.
Beautiful.
There's a brave hobbit lad there, Throgo Harfoot. I'm sure he will take it on. That's from our George ran a game, and I played a hobbit.
So do you want to go, are you going to go see Bofri? Do you want to go to Bree and try to deal with the troll?
What do you guys want to do?
Which is closer?
Bree is closer.
Bree is closer. Why don't we go visit the dwarf real quick and make haste from there to the troll?
It's like opposite directions, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Bree is towards the Shire, and the Easterly Inn would be headed back towards Thranduil's Halls.
And Bree is off the map to the left.
We are on this side of the Misty Mountains already, so Bree is an easier journey.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning to Bree because I had pledged to the one dwarf to help them with the road, so that more people can travel between Erebor and Rivendell and Bree. So
that would be Easterly Inn.
Yeah. So that would be my preference.
Lorith, what do you want to do? Oh, I think Mary fell asleep. Mary, do you want to go to Bree and deal with the corpse-eating troll, or do you want to meet the dwarf at the Easterly Inn about the task of finding an artifact along the Dwarven Road? She wants to go to Bree.
Odds and ends. It was simple.
And Grimbold, where do you want to go? Kill the troll. Kill the troll. A corpse-eating troll.
Right.
Okay. So you will set your course for traveling to Bree. Make a travel roll.
I'm going to try to sing the song of the beauty of Lady Arwen to give everyone 2 D6s to their travel roll if they choose.
Okay.
2 success dice. I need to get at least a 16. I got a 25.
How much more do we get?
So everyone can add 2 D6s to their travel roll if they wish.
Oh, that's more right. All right. 20.
Okay, over easy terrain, on horse. It's in the summer. And
21.
21. Okay. All right. Mary, what'd you get?
20.
20. Any sixes?
No.
Okay. And Steve, what did you get? 27, 1 Tengu. Hey,
Nice.
2 more. There you go. And let's figure out how far this is. This is Borderlands. That's actually Wildlands. Save a day because of lore. All right. You must travel 10 miles by horse. What? No, you don't. That's 120 miles over easy terrain, on horse, in the summer, through wildlands. Save a day from lore. You can travel 120 miles by horse over easy terrain through wildlands in the summer. This will take you 2 days. Everybody make 1 travel test at TN 16.
Whoa. 2 Tengu and a 31.
Ella Brimborn only got a Ella Brimborn got a 30 with 2 Tengus.
Oh man. Make sure you mark that down. Give yourself credit for that.
20 with 1 Tengu.
You're all traveling. This is easy. This is easy traveling as you are moving through the moving your way across the Troshaws, through the Lonelands, past Weathertop. And as you pass Weathertop, you begin entering the Midgewater marshes. And you head to the outlands of Bree. Lands of Bree. Hills. Okay. 32. Eastern Eriador comprises a wide territory, thousands of miles wide, from the barren terrain of the Etten Moors and the green hills of the North Downs. It includes many different landscapes, but these lands share several common elements of descriptions. There are ancient ruins everywhere that you are traveling. Besides Weathertop, you're always passing little walls off the path that were part of some great fort. You are also feel very alone out here as you're traveling, going days without seeing another merchant wagon of dwarves coming from the west to travel on out to Erebor. And also, the past is not just physically present, but spiritually also. The east of Eriador is empty of the living, it is full of the dead. From the whites of the Barrow Downs to the bog soldier of Rudour and the ghost of Ode Angmar, you realize this is a haunted land. The many who have died have done so uneasily in war or from plague, and the Witch King who once brought so much suffering and misery to this land stirred the spirits of many to serve his wicked ends. And as many beasts make their home in Holland at all times, hawks are soaring high up in the sky, small birds in the nest in the bushes and the holly trees, and fly in large flocks. The jewel smiths of a region imitated the delicate hue of the blue eggs of dunnocks in their works, and elven maids taught greenfinches and goldfinches to sing, their pleasant and silvery songs still taking on a superior musical quality sometimes, as they never forget the teaching of the fair folk. And as you move on toward there, you find an elf by the side of the road right there, passing by, going around, exploring the ruins of a wall just off the path. What do you do?
Elebrornborn greets the elf.
Hello. Oh, you are from Mirkwood, are you not?
Yes, I am Elebrimborn. That means virility. I am the master of poetry, and everybody loves me. I'm so sexy, it's a sin. And if you want a special tryst, I'm the elf you can't resist.
Make a courtesy roll. I'm going to make that a TN 18.
Can I use a fellowship point?
No!
Damn! All right. So I got a 12 with Tengu.
You're getting tied up again today. Come on.
Your friend is awfully full of himself, is he not? I never thought I'd say this, but let's hear what the dwarf has to say.
Hail, I am Prince Thror of Erebor. I am an ambassador to the elves of both Thranduil and Rivendell. I am pleased to meet you, kind sir. May I ask your name?
It is a man. My name is Iwio.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Iwio. Aiwieo.
Yeah, very good. Very nice to meet you. Are you doing
Nice to
okay?
meet you. So what brings you out here to the middle of nowhere?
We are traveling towards Bree. Have you been that way?
I have not been as far as Bree, though every year or so I come out to about this area.
Mm.
Wander for a season among the ruins, listening to voices from the past.
Are they pleasant voices?
Unfortunately, they're not. You see that locked inside the ancient stones dotting the landscape are the memories of many who lost their lives in the war against Sauron, and that many birds still sing songs that were taught to their kin long ago. I know that my brothers worked these stones, and me and my sisters taught these birds their songs. But they are gone now. They sought the havens long ago, or died in the war. I have no kin left in Middle-earth, and I so cling to what memories I have left to mourn.
Well, do not despair. We will be glad to make you a friend of ours.
I would be glad to have a friend. It has been a very long and lonely time.
Well, I tell you what, I made this jewel here for my son, who has yet to arrive in this world. Maybe I should give this to you and cheer you up. and think of those that live, and hopefully it'll bring hope to your heart.
It would make me happier. That would lift my heart more.
Is there anything we can do for you while you're out here?
No, I'm just out here with my memories, as the many that they are, and I am mourning those that are no more, or those that have moved on.
Aye.
You will do this in your old age, should you make it far enough. I will. Rivendell.
What have you learned from listening to these birds, the finches, and the voices? What knowledge can you give to us?
If you listen to the birds yourselves, you'll hear the songs that me and my sisters taught them, and you'll learn a thing or two about songwriting. You will also learn a thing or two about expressing joy in this world.
Songwriting.
Well, I thank you for the tip, Awaiyel.
He can use all the help in songwriting he can get.
Oh,
I
you
will
are a
listen to the
songwriter
birds.
too? Do you dabble in songwriting?
Who is he asking?
You?
He butchers songwriting.
Yes, my name is Ella Brimborn. You probably well know of me and my my virtuous songs that are sung in inns across Middle Earth.
His most famous song.
I'm sorry, I've never heard that name before.
It's sung in the courts of lords throughout Middle Earth as well as to the common folk. Have you heard of the company, the Whiskey Drinking Bear?
No, I have not.
You have not.
Well, no, you have.
Maybe you should sing them our song.
You should. You should hear. So I sing him, a couple of their songs and songs of our deeds and of everybody's deeds individually.
I'll assist.
Be on your, best behavior. Is she like one of the elder?
Yeah.
The elder?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to roll anything?
No, you don't. Nah, make a song roll.
I wouldn't mind assisting.
Okay, make a song roll.
All right.
Song roll.
Gandalf.
Nice.
20 with a Tengu.
I got an Iosaur and a 4.
Your voice cracks, and you can't carry a tune to save your life, which is distracting from the beautiful harmony that Elibrimorn and Thror are working out.
I must have a sinus infection. It's all the dusty trails we've been riding on.
Looks like Grimbald is joined in the song as well.
21 with the Tengu.
Nice.
Excellent. So it's 3-part harmony.
Islands
Plus,
in
the shrieking of
Croaking. I want you to know I sing well at my gig.
Mm-hmm. Iliel says, well, I get good luck with your novelty songs.
We have not heard anything that you have composed.
Then apparently you have never listened to the birds out here.
No, I will listen to the finches, but I thought the finches were taught by your sisters. Were they taught by you as well?
Yes, by me and my sisters. You apparently do not listen.
I thought you were a dude. I'm sorry.
It's because I'm tall, I know.
You have an androgynous look about you, my lady.
Okay, failed courtesy roll there.
She goes, "Good day," and walks off up over a hill.
When I say, before he dismisses her off, I say, "Thank you. I will listen to the Finches. I feel I need their song."
I would follow him and say, "Please, we are your friend. Please, we would listen to your song of the Finches."
She just keeps walking.
Can I use my virtue, the speakers, and listen to the birds?
They are actually, you hear them singing the song of the whiskey drinking bear.
I'm sorry you cut out. So
they are singing the song of the whiskey drinking bear.
Oh, excellent. So he just lied. She lied to us.
No.
Or they were listening to us.
Yes.
So can I catch up with her again?
Sure.
I just ask her, what songs did you teach the Finches? Are they songs of past glories?
They are songs of love, the love of the land, the love of finding a beautiful flower, the love of having a wonderful breakfast, the joy of stepping outside and seeing the sun over the grass. I'm not very good with titles. But again, the birds never asked for the titles, so I never thought it was important.
Could you teach me one of these songs so I could take it to my wife, my new child soon?
Sure. She whistles a very happy melody, which is both uplifting and brings a little tear to your eye. No.
Bridge over.
It kind of sounds. It kind of captures in your mind the sound of a babbling brook, and with fish jumping out of the water.
Very good. I try to imitate the song then.
Make a song roll.
Oh, so.
Assist, all right.
1 Tengu, 10, 17 with a Tengu.
All right. You think you've got it. Because this is my gift to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
The gift of music for your wife and for your child. Never underestimate the power of that gift. Always sing to the wife. Always sing to the child. May your household be filled with music.
Thank you so much. I will always remember your words and your song.
Thank you. And Grimbald continues his musical prowess. And she walks away from you.
Okay. And I continue singing the song as we return back and head towards Bree.
As you head to Bree, and that's where we will leave it for tonight.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the Company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear, Threats from Mirkwood. I am Barefoot Tour Guide, otherwise known as Garrett. And please leave a review for this show on YouTube. Thank you, and have a good night.